In this video, I'll show you 5 of my best SEO tactics that'll get you more money and more traffic to your website. All of these are taken directly from my SEO course, The Affiliate Lab. My name is Matt Diggity, and I've been doing SEO since 2009 and make a full-time living from building, ranking, monetizing, and flipping affiliate websites. As of today, The Affiliate Lab is 39 hours, 49 minutes, and 34 seconds long. How the hell did it get this long? When I first created The Affiliate Lab, I made a promise that I would never let it get out of date. I wanted it to be a quote-unquote evergreen course, so people wouldn't have to look elsewhere for what's working today in SEO. But in order to accomplish that, I would have to update it every single month. And if anything got outdated, I'd have to replace a training video. And if there wasn't anything to update, as sometimes happens in SEO, I would add something completely new, like a module on how to hire a team, or flip a website for maximum value, or how to build an email list. Let's just say that it's been an effort, but thankfully people have noticed. And in this video, I'll give you a behind-the-scenes tour of the Affiliate Lab and teach you some of the best techniques so you can apply them to your own site for some huge gains. But before I do that, I'd like to ask if you could apply some gains to that like button. By simply hitting the like button and making it turn blue, you simultaneously help my channel out a ton, encourage me to continue posting videos just like these, and make that like button look much more attractive than it does currently. Thanks. The Affiliate Lab repository is broken up between the core content and a bunch of bonus content such as these modules here. We'll get into the bonus stuff later, but if, for example, you were a beginner, you'd want to start in the Beginner Lab. The Beginner Lab is an embarrassment-free, no judgment, safe space where you can learn about the most basic questions in the universe about SEO, like how to register a domain name, host it, and everything else to know about WordPress. After you've mastered the basics, it's time to prepare for the big show and move on to the core content. The introduction section starts out with a primer video that tells you how the course is laid out and gets you pumped up. After that, we have a couple of housekeeping videos, and then a video on how to join the 6-Figure Flipper Club. This is a private mastermind group you join when you've sold a website for 6 figures or more, or have achieved 6 figures per month in income. After that, we get into an hour of content that rightfully discusses the most important topic when it comes to affiliate marketing, and that's niche selection. Some of the highlights here include the niche grading tool, a spreadsheet process that allows you to see if the niche you're considering for your website is both lucrative enough and easy enough for you to get into. We also have one of my favorite videos, Why We Don't Use Amazon, which twice already has been a perfect reason for me to say I told you so every time Amazon has done a commission cut.
I told you so, I told you so, I told you so.
Then we get into keyword research, which includes the recurring keyword research process, which is a very thorough and comprehensive process that allows you to rinse out every keyword you possibly can for your niche. Now, I'd love to lay this out for you, as it's probably one of the biggest game changer techniques I know, but it's just way too much to cram into this video. So instead, I'll give you the following fancy trick that will allow you to find super easy keywords to rank for. These keywords are so easy, babies can rank for them. Why are they easy? Because the weakest sites in your niche are already ranking for them. To do this, you need Ahrefs. Load up Ahrefs and bring up that one website you might have heard about before, Facebook.com. We're loading Facebook because 31 million freaking websites link to it. Then click on referring domains, and for this filter here at the top, type in a common word you see in the domain names in your niche. So for this example, we use keto, as in the keto diet. Now you have a list of all the domains that link to Facebook with the word keto in it. Export this out. Now what you're looking for is sites with a low domain rating and high traffic, like this one called thebestketorecipes.com. It's only a DR18 with 26,000 visitors per month. They must have done some awesome keyword research, right? Well, let's copy their work. Toss the best keto recipes back into Ahrefs, go to organic keywords, and now you got yourself 10,000 keywords you can target yourself, you keyword thief you. After you've mapped out your keyword research, it's time to plan your site architecture. Before you ever start writing, you want to map out exactly how your site is going to be built. Are you going to use pages or posts for your content? Are you going to have a silo structure? The answer to that is yes, you are. For this, you have 4 videos, including a demo on how to build an architecture on a live website that's also used for teaching throughout the course. Now we move on to content. If you want to write it yourself, I'll show you how to write content that Google will love. But if you want to outsource it, you'll see how to create a proper content brief that makes it almost impossible for a writer to mess up. And now that your content is written, let's get it uploaded to your site. We're going to cover all the details such as where to get free images and how to make your articles look good to visitors with videos, tables, and lists. And then we're going to move on to how to make your entire site look good, from choosing a theme, to setting up your navigation bar, to setting up all the trust factors you need to satisfy Google's EAT signals. Next, we get into on-site optimization, which I think is one of the strong suits of the Affiliate Lab. You see, a lot of people believe that if you simply write well-written content that is researched and conveys your point well, then Google will recognize you and rank you for it. And the fact of the matter is, that is not how it works. Google is a robot. It's expecting to see certain words in certain places with certain frequencies. It can't catch a vibe or feeling from your content. It can only use its natural language processing algorithms to determine mathematically if the content covers enough of a topic. Which is why I'm big on SEO testing, and actually creating a controlled test environment with live websites to be able to determine whether or not something is a ranking factor, like what I'm about to show you. I've done a lot of single variable testing in the past few years, and this test revealed one of the most significant things you can do with regards to improving your rankings. And it's going to become even more critical as voice search becomes more widespread. Google uses natural language processing, also known as NLP, to read and parse content so they can understand it. What you need to know is that it's extremely difficult for a computer to understand our language. I mean, I just Googled how many legs do horses have, and apparently the answer is 9. What? So, what we've verified through testing is that when you make life super easy for Google to understand content, they reward you for that. Well, how do you do that? Every search can be broken down into a question. For example, if someone Googles the best temperature to brew beer, the actual question is, what is the best temperature to brew beer? Then what you want to do with your content is somewhere echo back the question, give the answer, and give any units that might be associated with that question. Like here with, in our opinion, the best temperature to brew beer is between 68 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. If you're an affiliate trying to rank for best tennis racket, then somewhere in your article write this year's best tennis racket is the Wilson Pro 200 or whatever it is. I tested this on 5 live websites on over 100 URLs and found that the number of featured snippets increased by 23 to 47. The average ranking for tracked keywords went from 15.2 to 11.2, and average daily traffic amongst the tested pages grew from 10.9K to 12.9K. Go update your content after you watch this video and see. Speaking of featured snippets, there's nearly an hour of content on them, including a webinar by featured snippet master Tom DeSpiegelair. And now I think it's a good time to transition to every SEO's favorite subject, and that's backlinks. The Affiliate Lab's offsite SEO foundations are built upon the bulletproof backlink strategy, which is broken up into 3 phases of a website's evolution: the sandbox phase, the trustworthy phase, and authority mode, which each call upon a unique set of tactics. What I want to share with you right now is the strategy we use to avoid the Google sandbox. This is the same strategy that member Adrian Diaz used to rocket out of the sandbox in no time at all. The first step in the anti-sandbox backlink blueprint is to build the first links that most natural websites are likely to see, and that's links from your social profiles, also known as your social fortress. Just think about it. Let's say Jeff starts a coffee shop in his local neighborhood in San Diego. He gets a website built and he's ready to start marketing on the interwebs. What's the first thing he's likely to do? Build a Facebook page, launch his business on LinkedIn, get it up on TripAdvisor, and if he read any decent SEO guides, he's going to connect them to his main website. So that's what you want to do as well. You want to show that your website is natural by doing what most natural websites do first. And you do that by creating links from your social profiles. After that, here's another thing normal businesses do. They list their business in business directories like Yellow Pages, Yelp, Eater.com, and any local directories like the Sandiegan.com. We typically build 20 to 40 of these guys, and the goal again is to look like a natural business. After that, you're going to start leveraging guest posts. Why guest posts? You guessed it, because the goal is to look natural. If you look at the natural behavior of the internet, 91% of the time links are placed in brand new content. Content that never existed before. That's opposed to links being placed in content that already existed, such as a niche edit. So in the spirit of looking natural, we're going to use guest posts, which by nature creates a new article with a link in it. Now you're going to go into modes of low guest post velocity to high guest post velocity. For a couple weeks, build only 1 to 2 guest post links to your site. After that, you go into a 2-week high velocity mode and send anywhere between 3 to 5 links to your site. For an added effect, you can precede your high velocity links with a blast of social signals, which will justify the increased link velocity you're getting. After that, you do another 4 weeks of low velocity mode, 1 to 2 links. If needed, you can do another round of high velocity, but you should have jumped out of the sandbox already. Congrats! In addition to the bulletproof backlink strategy foundational offsite SEO training, there's a lot of supplementary offsite content such as anchor text optimization and PBN link building if you're a naughty gray hat SEO and want to dip into the dark side.
You underestimate my power!
And tier 2 link building. And if you're completely new to link building and don't know what the hell I've been talking about this whole time, there's an entire 6-hour bonus called the Outreach Masterclass that was created by the founders of Ninja Outreach. The entire next section is probably the one that I get the most positive feedback on, and that's because it helps people get their websites unstuck. It happens to everyone. Every site gets stuck at some point in its journey to the top of page 1. The technical SEO section teaches you how to navigate Google Search Console, how to deal with negative SEO, and how to perform both on-site and off-site technical SEO audits. But the kitchen sink is a collection of outside-the-box SEO tactics that are specifically used for getting websites moving again after they've been stuck. Is it time for another nugget? Okay, it's time for another nugget. This technique is a site size explosion, or SSE technique, and it's used for getting websites unstuck. Remember Tom, the snippet guy? He's also doing over 6 figures a month at affiliate. Here's his comments on his experience with the technique I'm about to show you. He got stuck. He used the site size explosion technique over 2 months and doubled traffic. Here's the story. I audit a ton of websites when I'm looking to purchase them for my portfolio or working on a client website debug. Over time, I started to notice that websites were often ranking just because of their sheer size. They had terrible links, but they ranked anyways. So it seemed like having a big site on a single topic was a ranking factor in itself, a tactic that was later labeled topical authority. So I decided to test it. I took a bunch of test sites and doubled the amount of content they had on them with useless blog posts that had no keyword volume. And then I waited 2 months for a result. Nothing changed. Maybe it was because I didn't add enough content or didn't wait long enough, but I decided to try something else instead. I decided to link to that useless blog content. Now we started seeing some traction. Traffic doubled and the amount of keywords in the top 10 doubled as well. So what you need to do is produce new content, but get links to it as you publish. It's a super effective way to get your site unstuck. Moving on, when you get your site into authority mode, as I talked about earlier, it's all about scaling, and there's special considerations to think about when it comes to growing your authority site, but also protecting everything you built. Thus, there's over 2 hours of content on authority site scaling on everything from how to build a site from the beginning to become an authority site, to content, links, and getting influencers for free to be the face of your website. In terms of the bonuses, there's the beginner lab as mentioned before, but there's also the website flipping masterclass made by Empire Flippers that shows you how to maximize your earnings if you want to sell your site. I probably made an extra $200K just from these strategies alone. There's also a bunch of checklists and standard operating procedures to help you keep track of your tasks, and a ton of content about penalties and Google updates where I analyze what happens after core algorithm updates. Then we have the email marketing masterclass, which I'll just straight up say is hands down the biggest thing that most affiliates ignore that leaves a huge source of money on the table. Guys, build email lists, please.
Do it! So just do it!
One of the newer add-on bonuses is this 6-hour module on hiring, management, and scaling, with training material from Mad Singers, who's well known for his management consultancy work with SEOs. Now it's time for the last nugget. And this one might surprise you because it's not like any of the previous ones. That said, it trumps all of them in its effectiveness. Hands down, the best SEO strategy is to build a network of friends and colleagues in your craft. There's a saying that your network is your net worth. I couldn't agree more. The truth of the matter is, I'm not very smart. I mean, I'm not a dummy, I think, but I'd be completely lying if I said that all the SEO strategies that I use were born in my head. It's also impossible to do all the testing myself, which is why it's beyond valuable to network with people, share ideas and concepts, and support each other in your journey. At the time of filming this, the Affiliate Lab has over 2,200 members in its Facebook group, and a huge chunk of these members are making over 10K per month, and even 100K per month. But at the same time, there's a lot of beginners in the group too. The people in your earning bracket and the people directly above your earning bracket are the ones you want to network with. These are the folks that are currently tackling or who have already tackled the problems you're facing right now. And to facilitate this, we encourage monthly mentorship in the group where members in one bracket reach out to the bracket below and offer help. There's no need to fly solo as an SEO. Make friends, get help, share, and collaborate. And that's the real secret SEO. And make sure to subscribe for more videos just like these.